Hey guys, Blossom is back and normal schedule is resumed. Last week, there was all that hype about 8.0, so I made a couple 8.0 videos and all that good stuff. But I want to get back to the video I actually wanted to post last week, and this has been delayed for quite some time. But I'm very proud to present this video to you today, guys. So couple months ago now, I did a top drives top 10 video. It was actually my first one on the nicest cars in the game, nicest car pictures in the game, I would say. And number one on my ranking list, and I wouldn't say it has changed, is the Porsche GT2 RS from 2018. I think this picture is amazing, and I did a whole top 10 about it. If you guys want to watch that, I'll put the link in the description. But today is going to be the opposite. Today I'm going to show you the top 10 worst looking car pictures in the game, as voted by the community, or not really voted but suggested by the community. I want to put my Instagram more into play now, so a lot of these comments are actually coming from my Instagram followers. Some are also from YouTube, obviously, but I'm just gonna rank the top 10 worst looking picture cars. Obviously my viewers, they sent a lot of suggestions, so in the end I had the final say and I chose the top 10. There is a bonus. I did reimagine all the pictures, so you can see what the car looks like with a nicer picture. Anyway, let's just get through the suggestions first. This is from my Instagram, from vharley5074. Thank you so much for your comment. He says the TVR SRX. I completely agree. I think it looks like a painting, honestly. Like, I didn't think about it at first, but when he explained it and I looked at the picture again, I was like, wow, he's right. And he also says the Porsche Cayman 2009, but I'm going to be focusing on the TVR SRX here. Moving on is from Going Slow 85, also on my Instagram, and he says the Porsche Macan Performance Pack. All the other 4x4 Porsches have cool action style shots. This looks rubbish. Just side on, and I have two to look at. Well, at least you have two, my friend, but I do absolutely agree with you. The Porsche Macan is a disgusting picture, and I definitely feel like it needs a change. Now, next one, we have a pretty long comment here. In fact, it's so long that the whole comment didn't even fit in this picture. But this is from a very nice subscriber, Redline Top Drives. Thank you for taking the time to comment. He has a whole list with reasons, so I'm just gonna show it right here. Feel free to pause the video to see his whole list. But the ones that I took out of here would be the Audi TT RS. I agree, it is a horrible angle. And another car that I did agree with you that I cut out here is the 2019 ZR1. I don't like the angle it's from. It makes it look very fat, and it kind of just deforms the car. The ZR1 doesn't look like what the ZR1 looks like in the picture, if that makes sense, in terms of shape of the car. And also the dark background as well. I do agree. Next is from Nairo, and he says, first idea, I would like to have 3 different pictures for every car, one from each side, front view, side view, and back view. That's really cool. That's a really cool suggestion, so hopefully Hutch might incorporate that one day. But along with that, Nairo also has a very long comment, so thank you so much for taking the time and effort. He even put in the rarity as well as the RQ level, which is amazing. Cars that I chose would be the TVR Cerberus Speed 6. I don't think that car is a great picture. As well as we can see once again the Porsche Macan Turbo Performance Pack. Those are 2 cars I really kind of feel like it needs a change. And also he says also commented this on their Instagram picture, and thank you for doing that both. Obviously it was copy and pasted, but thank you so much for just all that effort you put in there. I really appreciate that. So yeah, once again, Nairo and Redline, both of you put huge comments, and I feel like it should be honored in this video. Finally, we have another big comment. This one is, I think, the Instagram version from Nairo's comment that I took from YouTube. Once again, here you can see the whole list. I think, yes, I chose another car from this list, and it was the Hummer H1 from 1992. No studio but off-road. Yeah, I do agree it should have an off-road picture. It is an Hummer H1 after all. Anyway, moving in, guys, let's jump into the Top Drives Top 10. That was a pretty long startup, I guess. So I'll put the minutes for whatever this is in the comments down below if you just want to jump straight to the top drive top 10. But do check out those comments. Those guys are great fans, great viewers. Really appreciate those guys. Anyway, starting off with 10th place at the TVR Cigaris. Now, if you're thinking how I'm ranking this from the original picture, not from the pictures I made, because that's like a whole different ranking in itself. But once again, TVR Cigaris, it's not too bad of a picture. It's nicely cropped. But I do agree with the first comment. It does look a little bit like a painting. Like the car isn't actually, like it's not real. You know what I mean? It's like it looks like a painting or some kind of computer, and I don't know. But I feel like it could be a lot better. And my reason is because it could look like this. This is just absolutely amazing. Just look at this picture. It's just so much better, you know? Action shot. Nicer color, nice background, it's moving. As you can see, I did create this by myself. There's some creations where I made through Top Drives Club, and some I just made for myself using my own programs, just because I wanted to get the car cropped just right. But that's in 10th place. The TVR Cigaris should have a picture update, and I think this looks a lot nicer. Moving on is the Audi TT RS Plus. Now this is a suggestion from Redline, and I do agree. Once again, not completely horrendous, but it definitely doesn't look nice. It doesn't really justify the car as well. So I'll show you my changed version. Is the Audi TT RS Plus Coupe. This is my version, and I think it just looks a lot nicer. It still crops the car very well. Action shot. Shows the front of the car, nice bright red color, and I think it goes very well with the purple from the Epic. But yeah, this car does need a picture change, I do agree. Moving on is the Hummer H1. Now, you guys might be thinking, like, these pictures may not be as horrible as some others, and I do agree with you, but I feel like this Hummer H1 is just not being justified. I feel like, you know, the Hummer H1 is an OG Hummer, you know? It's an off-road car, was used in the military, used in so many movies. I feel like they should use a picture that creates an homage to the car itself. I mean, it's an off-road car, give it an off-road picture, you know? The Ford Raptor has it, the Datsun has it, so why doesn't the Hummer H1 has it? Well, in my own take, I gave it what it needed. So as you can see here, there's a nice off-road picture, very nice red color, the lights are on, very menacing, just much better in general. I think this is one of my favorite creations out of the 10 that I made. But I feel like the Hummer is just on this list because I feel like it could be justified a lot better, just being the badass off-road car that it is. Moving on to the list is the Porsche Cayman RQ21, also from the suggestions from my fans. Actually, every car in here is a suggestion from my fan besides one, and that is the Cadillac SRX, and I'll show that to you later. But the Porsche Cayman, once again, this picture is just horrendous. The color of the car, to start off with, isn't the most appealing. White background is always going to be dull. Really boring, and of course the crop of the car, you can kind of see half of the front, and you know, the back tires kind of covered a bit. I just feel like it could be a lot better, and that's why I made this. So this is my edited version, and I think it just looks a lot better. It was actually hard. I was looking for wallpaper and other pictures of the Porsche Cayman from 2009, and there was not a huge selection to choose from. However, I do agree that this background is a lot better than the plain white background. You know, the car at least, you know, is a nicer color, black wheels, just very nice in general. And I feel like the blackness of the picture goes very well with the redness of the Ultra Rare. And of course, you know, the whole car fits in, so you can see the front and the back without none of it being covered. Moving on is the Audi S6. Kind of like the Porsche Cayman situation here, but just showing the back, right? You can't see the front, it's being covered. Part of the back is also being covered, so I made a change, and now it looks like this. So a lot better, I would say. I would think that I would crop it a little better, because like usually the stats will cover up, you know, that left headlight or left my right. So I would make it a little smaller, but I feel like this is just a better angle of the car and a better background. I like the trees, the buildings going on. It's very, very nice. Much like the Cayman, the Audi S6 was quite troublesome to find a good wallpaper, but finally I did it, or found one, and well, we have the S6. Moving on is the TVR Subaru Speed 6 from 1998. Once again, you know, these are pictures I don't like, and you can see a trend now. You know, you can't see the front or you can't see the back. It's covered up in some way, shape, or form. And to be honest, you can't really see this car in general. Like, you can't really see the beauty of this car. You see the door and you see two wheels and like a headlight, and that's it. Nothing interesting. This car could be justified a lot better, and I used a similar profile I did the S6. And as you can see, front profile on a racetrack, you see the front of the car, and it's just a lot nicer. And I feel like TVRs, they should have front profiles for all their cars, just because TVRs are very rare cars, and you generally only see them in the UK or in Great Britain. You don't see them here in the US at all. Not sure about Asia, but at least in the United States, you don't see it at all. And it would be nice to show the front so people know, oh, that's a TVR. That's what it looks like. So I think this picture is just a lot better, and the bright yellow kind of just pops it out a lot more compared to this kind of moody blue. It's not even like a bright blue. It's just, you know, eh. Moving on is the Porsche 911 Carrera 4. Oh my goodness, this is like the Cayman, but worse, right? You can't see the front, you can't see the back. It's a white background, but the only difference is you can't see more of the back, and it shows you a back profile. Once again, nothing wrong with back profiles, but if you're gonna show it, at least show the whole thing, you know what I mean? This is like showing one butt cheek. It's just not that nice. So made a change, and as you can see here, the Porsche Carrera 4, thinking about it now, it's actually similar to the picture of the Cayman, all black wheels, and a very simple background, but it goes a long way. Once again, I feel like this could be cropped just a little better, but I feel like this picture just gives it a whole big improvement, and it just breathes a whole, like, just a whole breath of life into this picture. I think it just looks a lot better, just showing the front and, you know, the color as well. Moving on is the Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. Now, this is a car that some people will be like, that's not a bad picture at all. It doesn't have a white background. You see the front of the car. It's not badly cropped. But hear me out. I feel like this car actually looks like a wagon. I'm not sure if that's me, but I feel like this car looks like a wagon. If you see what goes on in the back there, you know, this bit of the spoiler, it makes it look like it overlaps with the roof. So it's like, it makes the car look longer and fatter than it actually is. And just the angle, I just think it's too close. It's like when someone takes a selfie, but the camera is too close to your face, and, you know, it just looks weird. I feel like there are just a lot better pictures of the Corvette ZR1. And this, I found the original image on Google. And if they just cropped it a little better to make the car a little smaller, it would just look 1,000 times better. But I did change the picture, and this is what my Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 looks like. Personally, this is my favorite custom one that I made. As you can tell, this is the one that I actually made using my own program. And yeah, I just think it's beautiful. Compared to this picture, this one is better by a million times. The whole car is cropped in the picture. It's on a racetrack, you know. It's turning, you can see the grip, nice bright red color, and you can see the whole shape of the car. I think it's just a lot nicer. Now we have the only car that was not suggested by the fans, and this was my pick, is the Cadillac SRX. My goodness, what is this? I mean, the Cadillac SRX is not a nice looking car to start off with. And yeah, it's just not nice showing the back. There's nothing nice to see. It's just one big yellow car plate and a wagon of a car. Obviously, it's not going to be nice. You can't even barely see the background. The background just looks like dead grass and dirt. So my change, as you can see here, is a lot, 1,000 times nicer. As you can see, there's a nice, you know, background, the gradient. You get to see the car. I love the angle. It's very early 2000s kind of picture, and it's great. Finally, with the Porsche Macan Turbo. Now, guys, I just realized, if you are asking why you have 4.4 million after that unpacking, I actually planned to make this video before the 1.5 million unpacking. So all these pictures was actually taken like a week ago when I still had money, or when I still had over 4 million. So that's why. But yeah, Porsche Macan Turbo S. Oh my goodness. Why do Porsche have such well, I wouldn't say bad because my favorite picture in the game is the GT2, but we've seen three cars here. White backgrounds, you can't see the front, you can't see the back. Um, in my opinion, I think this is one of the ugliest thumbnail cars or car pictures in the game. Well, actually, in my opinion, it is the ugliest because this is in first place for being the ugliest. So this is my take on it. As you can see, you know, it still covers the back a bit, but I wanted to go with a little bit of variety. You know, all the cars I've chosen before kind of just shows like front profiles, and I want to show you guys that you can actually get a side picture of a car and it still looks very, very nice. You just need to find the right one. So here, as you can see, everything just goes well together, in my opinion. You know, the gold in the S goes well with the very nice blue on the Porsche. And then it also ties in with the background. I love the background and I love motion pictures. Just seeing this car drift in the snow, it's just absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure if this picture was actually taken from the Grand Tour or not. Oh wait, no, it wasn't taken on the Grand Tour because that episode when they were drifting when the snow was a Porsche 911 against a Lamborghini Urus. But it kind of reminds me of that. I love the background, amazing shot. And I feel like if I just made it a little smaller, the crop would have been perfect. Anyway, guys, that is my top 10. Or I would say that is your top 10 because this was suggested by you guys, but I completely agree with what you guys said. If you want to see more of these fan or viewer suggestion videos, do comment down below. But I really want to say thank you to everyone that commented and took the time to just make the effort to comment. And this is my top 10, so I'm just going to give you a quick rundown with the Porsche Macan Turbo. We have the Cadillac SRX, second ugliest in my opinion. We have the Corvette ZR1, oops, Carrera 4, Speed 6, the S6, the Porsche Cayman, Hummer H1, TT RS, and finally the Cigaris. So once again, guys, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you all have a great day.